Y'all.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I agree. This is one of my favorite things to make and one of my favorite things to eat at the same time.
It's beautiful. I love it. I really, really hope somebody makes it and reports back to us.
Okay, we're gonna make a pizza dough.
We're making a pizza dough.
That's the first thing that we're gonna do.
Yes.
We'll start with 260 grams of whole milk. And we're gonna bring that over to the stove and heat it up to about 110 degrees. There you go, to about a 110, 112-ish. I am gonna use the stand mixer.
Sure.
Because I have a stand mixer.
Yes.
If you don't have a stand mixer, you can do all the mixing and kneading and stuff with your hands.
Yes.
All right, so we'll just pour our warm milk into the stand mixer bowl.
And this is why we warmed it up, so it can wake up the yeast.
1 packet of active dry yeast, that is. I give it a little twirl with my finger just to kind of get it in there. And then of course we're gonna proof the yeast. We're gonna set a timer for 10 minutes. And if nothing happens in 10 minutes, that means the yeast is dead and we have to start over.
That's so cool.
Pretty cool.
Good.
Yeah, that's what
Here
we're looking
comes.
for right there. That's pretty awesome. So now we know the yeast is active, so we can start adding up the rest of our ingredients. 400 grams of bread flour, which of course you could substitute all-purpose flour for.
Yeah, we love bread flour though because it has a little bit more protein, so it's gonna form stronger gluten bonds.
We're gonna add 12 grams of just regular old granulated sugar. 20 grams of an oil, and in this case we're gonna use our garlic oil. Do 20 grams of that.
I feel like olive oil would also be a great.
Normally it's olive oil. This is a vegetable oil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the garlic oil that we make and always have on hand. The garlic really does well with the pizza dough flavor.
Yes.
It's amazing, so highly recommended. We're gonna go ahead and powderize some kosher salt. And we're gonna do 8 grams of a fine kosher salt. And get the bowl on the mixer, dough hook on. Oh, you know what?
I don't know.
Add a little bit of ground peppercorns.
Oh.
Just gives it a little extra edge. Okay, so let's combine that. Now for a little while, it's gonna look like you don't have enough liquid, but you do.
You gotta trust the recipe.
Trust the process. Whether you're doing this with your hands or with the stand mixer, just keep going and you're gonna see some real magic happen.
Magic. Oh, in the bowl.
Now that everything's combined, I'll get that off the hook. And you're gonna cover that and just let it rest for about 15 minutes.
Perfect.
Our 15-minute resting time is done. So we're just gonna uncover. I'm gonna lower that hook and we're gonna knead for 10 minutes. Okay, that is 10 minutes of kneading done.
Oh yeah.
And what you get is like smoothness. The dough ball is nice and smooth now. Take that off the hook, give it a little taste test.
Except don't. It's very dangerous to consume raw flour.
Yeah, don't eat this.
Don't do it.
Don't do this. Okay, next step. Now we'll get it out onto a lightly floured surface. And we'll do just a little bit of shaping. And the goal here is to pull the outside tight and make it into about as uniform of a ball as you possibly can.
Bruh. It's like you paid the sun.
The sun is a paid actor.
Listen, we're doing this in collaboration with the sun.
The sun is working. Sun's working
The sun
for scale.
said you better time it so you have that dough on the board right now.
Something like that. Same bowl or a different bowl. Like a little bit of oil. Spread it around. Grab your dough ball, put it in upside down. Get it all oiled up. And then flip her over. And now, cover it. And I'm gonna place that into an oven. The oven is not turned on, but the light is on. You're looking for a place that's about 80 to 90 degrees to let this sit for 1 full hour. Pound of veal, pound of venison, and a pound of Italian sausage.
Let's be honest. That has ribeye in it. That's what all the fat
I
specs
didn't even
are.
see that. Okay, so yeah, this is
It's venison ribeye.
and ribeye. So venison and beef.
That was just venison. There wouldn't be any fat.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine these 3 pounds and very lightly mix them together. And that's gonna give us 3 pounds of a meat mix.
Yes.
That we can do all kinds of fun stuff with. For each individual recipe that we're gonna make with this, we're gonna pull off 1 pound. So, to start a bolognese, Claire, the real recipe is
pancetta, I think?
pancetta. So, if you got pancetta, that's fine. We had the brilliant idea of starting our bolognese with a hard salami. We're gonna do 1 ounce. We'll get a nice big saucepan over a medium heat, and I'm gonna throw in our hard salami into a cold pan. And that's gonna help to slowly draw the fat out of meat.
Yeah.
We're gonna chop up a half an onion. That's about 3 ounces of onion.
Yes.
We're gonna match that to carrots, 3 ounces of carrot, and to the celery as well. We'll do a matching amount. Perfect. So my spidey sense is telling me, yeah, Claire, maybe you can go check.
It was time to turn them about. Boop! You saw that jump? Oh! Yeah, it's time to add meat. Okay, and so we're gonna just add our meat mix in the pan. You know, when you brown meat, sometimes you want to keep stirring it so you get little bitty pieces. We're not really doing that at this moment. Right now it's kind of just bigger chunks. I didn't add any additional fat to the pan because there's plenty of fat in the meat to render out. And yeah, we have this skillet is at about a half fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna let that kind of roll for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm not breaking my meats up. I'm just kind of stirring them around. And we're not really going for that brown fried meat exterior. It's gonna feel counterintuitive, but gray is the way.
Gray is the way.
Yeah. And even like a little bit of pink is okay in there too.
There are times when we want to, get down to frying that meat and getting it like really browned and all that, but apparently that's not what you want to do for a more traditional bolognese.
Okay, if our meat is looking gray in spots and still a little pink in the center, it's time to add the vegetables. We're gonna cook those until they're soft and beginning to stick to the surface.
And we're gonna spill a bunch of them on the floor.
But that's okay.
I'm gonna do about half a teaspoon of salt for just the vegetables. Stir that in. We cook those down for a bit.
About probably 8 to 10 minutes.
I think we're about ready.
Oh yeah, you can tell. If you scooch the meat to the side, you can tell because the bubbles are getting more viscous. That means there's less water content available. So yeah, let's go ahead and add that 1 cup of dry white wine,
Okay.
which we're gonna cook out entirely. Oh yeah, baby.
Are we pretty happy with this?
Yes, almost dry, but not quite.
So our next step is going to be to add half of a little can of tomato paste, a couple of bay leaves. We'll stir that in, comme ça. And what we want to do is kind of toast it, you said?
Yeah, we want the tomato paste to toast a little bit. It'll change color. It'll go from, tomato paste red to a little bit browner.
Getting there?
And now you can see that it's kind of a brownish orange. 2 cups of beef stock broth, 1 cup of whole milk.
Awesome. Nice and slow. Amazing. That looks great. Give it a little stir.
Yeah, of course we're gonna give it a little stir.
From here, basically, we're just gonna reduce this until it's the thickness that we want, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Awesome. Shifting focus back to our pizza dough. After it has risen for 1 whole hour, we're gonna throw down some parchment and dust it lightly with cornmeal. Grab the dough out of the oven, and this is probably the most satisfying part of the whole process. Punch it down. We'll get that out onto the parchment. And what we're doing now is just kind of like doing a little bit of pre-shaping, and then we're gonna let it proof for about 45 minutes. So just start with kind of a focaccia method with the fingertips, sort of spreading it out and getting it started into a rectangular shape. Now when it starts to want to spring back, kind of like that, a little bit more, but then you're just gonna call it good and cover it. And now we'll just let that proof for 45 minutes. Okay, the 45-minute proof is up. Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Neat, huh? And we'll just continue with what we were doing before. Spreading it out until we get a very, very thin rectangle. Sometimes I like to just kind of pick up the corners.
Yeah, yeah.
And pull the corners.
I see it's starting to do the snap back.
It is wanting to snap back, but all you gotta do is let it sit for like a minute and it'll relax. Something about like that. And just pressing. Done deal.
All done.
Okay. I'm gonna leave a good bit on the sides. 1 to 1.5 inches on each side. So it looks like we're gonna do about half of this little pack. Second cheese is gonna be Parmigiano Reggiano.
You love it?
Freshly grated, please. Fold my sides first, like that. And then I'm gonna get it started with my hand so that I know that this side kind of comes over. But then I'm gonna grab this. And we are going to roll, baby, roll.
Oh, it's so exciting. That's a good thing you left a 1.5 inches on that edge.
Exactly.
Boy, I'd have had sauce everywhere. I'd be so mad right now. It's everywhere!
Yeah. So it's a pretty fat little bread. So you're gonna use all your
coordination.
all your spidey senses to kind of keep everything together.
Uh-huh.
And your last little bit is gonna be to roll it over. Cut around on your little paper, but leave yourself enough paper to be able to grab it. This is my method. You'll have to come up with your own. We happen to have a drawer that opens right underneath here. And all I'm gonna do is grab the paper.
Cool.
Done deal. Now, you don't need a fancy tool to do this. I just use a razor blade. You don't even really want or need to cut through. This is just giving the bread a place to expand and not explode. And then you grab yourself a little pastry brush. Get egg wash absolutely everywhere. I'm gonna do some sesame seeds. We have an Italian blend that we keep on hand. To top it off, a little bit extra Parmesan cheese. Now that is ready to go into a 375-degree oven for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna rotate it and bake another 8.
That's 10 rotate and another 8.
10 rotate and another 8. 10 rotate and another 8.